What's up, legends? How is everybody doing? Guys, there is some great news on Bitcoin, and there is some major levels that we are hitting right now that if we do break, it's going to become quite bullish for the next coming weeks. So make sure to stay tuned. We're going to go through the pure technical analysis. There is some insane news that I do want to go through as well that is very, very bullish for the mid-long term. So I need your full attention on this live stream, guys. I got it packed here with value, with content, and obviously pure technical analysis. I'm going to go quickly through the comment section. Say hello to the beautiful community. Let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me, if you can hear the background music. Let's go right away through the comment section, guys, and we'll be going through some important news. Are you watching the Europe Cup? I think it's Belgium, France playing right now. Spain won yesterday. Let me know if you're watching the Europe Cup. Right now, we do have Belgium and France. I'm going to be watching the second half, but maybe some of you guys are watching the Europe Cup. Maybe some of you aren't. Overall, I'll be taking a look at it afterwards, okay, on the second half on after the stream. Let's go right away through comment section. Say hello, guys. I'm not feeling too great. I did eat something that, my stomach is not feeling too great today, so I'm going to try and keep this sweet, short, straight to the point. Going to say hello to the beautiful community. Mustafa, let's get this guy 100,000 subs. Thank you very much for the insane support, my man. Much love to you. Market M, yo, how are you doing? Devolt, thanks for joining the stream. Smash up the like button on your way in. Another thing, guys, we almost hit 500 likes on yesterday's stream. Let's push that like button. We get to 500 likes. I'm going to be giving away a Trezor hardware wallet. Okay, so let's get those likes to 500. Then comment down below after the stream, and then we're going to do the giveaway. Of course, if we do get to 1,000 likes, then I'm going to do a $500 giveaway to a lucky comment. That is very, very hard to achieve. A lot of people are bearish on the like button, so let's try and get that like button bullish and smash that 500. Let's continue through the comment section. I'm going to go through the pure technical analysis straight after saying hello to the people that have joined the stream right now, and we're going to go in detail of what we need to see for the price of Bitcoin. One of the previous streams that we recognized that we were going to see a sign of strength was this right over here. We'll talk about this also at the beginning of the stream. Finally claiming those highs above $62,400 and even hitting the value area low of the entire range of March and June. This is where the price is kind of struggling to get above right now. We're going to go through that in just a few seconds, okay? Let me just say hello to the beautiful community. My voice is like this, guys, because I went to watch Spain yesterday. There was a lot of shouting going on, all right? Meeting my friends here in Spain, watching the game, having a great time. And this is why my voice is not 100%. So anyway, let's go right away. Robert Ortiz, Andy, can you dot me? Okay, that's interesting. Roman, good week. Hello. Richard, Pedro Ramos, let's go, my man, giving all your support. Hey, thank you, my man. Just pure education. I want to give support to you guys as well, and education, so you can learn lots here. July month is for the money and the chicks. Okay, Daniel, how are you doing, my brother? Aditya, thanks for joining. Let's go right away, guys, with the price of Bitcoin. Technical analysis, pure technical analysis. We're going to keep this stream 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever it takes to go through in detail the only levels that you need to pay attention to recognize a sign of strength or a sign of weakness. And what are the levels that we could trade with very good risk management? That is the only thing that we need to know when we are trading, because I do not know if the price is going to blast through here or if it's going to get a big major pullback. We don't know. What we do know is that we have some certain levels that if we do break, we're going to see a sign of strength either for the bulls or for the bears. Just like we did the other day right over here. We recognize those lows at $60,800 area, okay? $60,600, sorry. Those lows to get the movement down. And if we do get back above that level inside of the green box, that is already a good zone to consider that the price is not moving down impulsively, and we are going to see a reversal. Let me know if anybody did long Bitcoin during the last few days based on some analysis that we have been doing and letting you understand how can we recognize the next possible trading setup where I can have high probability on that movement, right? Really nice here to recognize this scenario. So far, the price of Bitcoin playing out here very, very nicely. That move to the upside, since we recognized that level over here, that if we were to get that movement to the downside and then corrective move, we're looking for that rise to come all the way up to the highs right over here and even higher, right? You can leave some of that trade open, but overall the idea was to sweep up the highs, and if you break through them, absolutely wonderful, you can maintain some of that long position open. I have taken most of my profits. I like to take my profits. I did trade this on Bybit and I've taken most of the profits. We'll be leaving some open just in case we pump another couple of $1,000 and we can bank in another few $100 on this trade, as already we have realized profits here of over $500. Nice little small swing trade that has lasted a couple of days here. Now, if you are interested in trading, guys, Bybit for me is the #1 crypto trading platform, but I know a lot of people are not willing to do KYC or they cannot trade on Bybit. Bluffing is your best alternative, guys. You got the biggest bonus available in the link down below in the description. Trade on Bluffing, $80,000 worth of bonus will be airdropped, okay? The more you trade and deposit, only if you sign up with the link in the description. If you sign up without the link in the description, you will not be getting those airdrops, so you can use it for your trading, okay? Very important. Now, let's go dive in right away here. Zoom out on the higher time frames. What is going on with Bitcoin? Bitcoin finally getting that reversal here, okay? Found some support and is managing to go here to higher levels, right? Very, very nice. Where are we at right now? Most importantly, we are at the value area low, guys. Value area low of the entire range between March and June. So this is not easy. It's not easy. It's a level that is it's like a big wall. It's a concrete wall that needs to be broken. Until we do not break this concrete wall, which I do think there is a high chance, then the price is still forming lower highs and lower lows, right? There are some good signs here that we are reversing, right? There's some good signs that the price has a high chance. For example, we're breaking the lower high resistance trend line, right? We've been forming lower highs here during the entire month of June, right? Since the 5th of June, starting this downtrend. We've broken out this downtrend here, as you can see, just late last night, Sunday. Nice move to the upside. Now, we're hitting that wall, that concrete wall, as you can see here, getting the reaction. So it's crucial that the price manages to break above this level of resistance. This is sitting round about the 63,400, 63,700. I mean, depending on where you're getting the value level here, you can basically get this extreme zone over here and go all the way up to the end. You can even get this zone over here and not count this price action that has happened during the last few days. But overall, it's kind of a little bit of a range, right? 63,300 to 63,700 is more or less the value area low from the range of March and June. Now, what do we need to see, guys, here? Let's keep it nice and easy and simple to recognize that we are going to get a pretty good reversal here in July, and we do have a chance and coming all the way up to $67,000. Now, no doubt, I'm going to keep it extremely simple. We get a nice explosive breakout inside here, the value area low. So we get the volume kicking in and we get a really nice move to the upside, at least going to round about $65,000. If we do get that movement, $65,000, we have the volume increasing, guys. It is extremely important to recognize that the volume is also reversing, right? That we do see a reversal here in volume. So we want to see that volume picking up in the next 1 to 2 days if we do get that breakout, which I think is very, very likely, okay? You want to see that volume kicking in. Once you get that movement to the upside, you start hitting $65,000, right? that for me is going to be a pretty successful break up here. Now, I would be expecting much higher levels. Much higher levels? Well, at least $67,000. Now, the next move is going to be very interesting. It would be nice to get a pullback once we get the move above the value area low of the entire range. So far, we have good signs. We are breaking the June lower high resistance trend line. That is a pretty good sign. We need to break this wall right now, the value area low of the entire range. Once we break that level, then we are looking for the price to get into a corrective move. That corrective move is going to be crucial to understand what is going to happen. Okay, I'm going to talk about the other setups as well, guys, because we do have some, there is a daily level at $64,250. No doubt that this could be a failed breakout. And if there is a failed breakout, there is also a potential short position. Why? Because if you do manage to come up here to hit the highs from today at $63,700 and the price action creates a failed auction, I would be willing to see a corrective move, just purely based that we are seeing here a 5-wave structure, okay? If that were to be the case, then I am looking for shorts, guys. I'm looking for shorts and for longs all day long, right? We just do not stick all the way. Obviously, this has high probability in continuing to the upside, okay? So we want to be very cautious with the shorts. When I'm shorting an uptrend, I want to get at the extreme top, okay? I want to get into that double top, failed auction. I'm getting into a small position. I'm managing risk very, very well. If price does go in my favor, I am very defensive, okay? When you're fighting here, the trend, you want to know exactly where you enter and where you manage your risk, guys. Because if you don't manage your risk and I'm building up a short position, right? You're just going to get absolutely wrecked. So you want to manage risk accordingly, have invalidations, and know exactly where you want to enter. So that is a potential trading setup without a doubt. I am aware that this is one of the strongest levels of resistance in the higher time frame. Why? Because it's the value area low, right? Between March and June. This is a big wall right there. And if this does break massively, then obviously we are looking for the price to have continuation to the upside. You're getting back inside of the value zone and you're likely going to get that continuation to the upside, not only to 65K, even to $67,000, which would be our next biggest major level of resistance, that area, okay? 66.6. 67,000 area, right? You're going to get a bit of volatility and choppiness. That is the zone where this is no doubt going to get a reaction and a rejection. Not only a reaction, okay, price will stop there. And I personally think that this is very likely going to get a rejection. Why? You have the point of control, right? This is a level to trade. This is a level to get into a short position. And I'm going to get you ready for you to take action at that level if we do manage to climb all the way up there in the next coming days. If we go all the way up there, say that the price is just getting very punchy right now and very explosive, and we go all the way up there, we hit the point of control, okay? And there is these lower highs over here at $67,200 that you want to pay attention for the liquidity grab. If the price does get that liquidity grab above these lower highs, then we are looking for a swing failure pattern. You have the point of control, you have the 618 Fibonacci from the pivot high to the pivot low, which is exactly at that zone. The June movement to the downside, the golden pocket area 61865 is exactly where we do have the point of control of the range, and we are seeing those lower highs that would be absolutely beautiful for that quick wick swing failure pattern, right? These two wicks right over here, slightly above the point of control, is the perfect zone for a liquidity grab and a big major rejection. Likely going to be several $100s, potentially even over $1,000, maybe $2,000, depending on how it develops here, how that pullback is going to be, all right? But overall, I would take it as a scalp because you could get that rejection, then come back up and form like a double top, right? So you need to be aware of the first rejection move. If you're building up resistance support flips here, then you want to consider taking profit at the support level. If you're shorting this level, take it as a scalp day trade, because you have high chance in an uptrend that you're just going to come back up and test that high. People are, getting into these positions and hoping that this is going to be the top and we're going to go to much lower levels, guys. This is day trading and scalping. If the price does give you that 2-to-1, 3-to-1, okay, risk to reward, lock those profits, especially when you are in an uptrend, okay? Now, there's a possibility in forming that double top. Like I said, you could get that movement to the upside. It wicks all of those early short positions and then gets the double top and then finally gets that much larger pullback, okay? Level to take into consideration, we're still very far away from that level, but we're just about, less than $4,000 away from that level. We could be hitting this zone in the next coming days. However, this could fail, right? We could fail in the next also coming, between today and tomorrow. This is a big major resistance zone. Let's zoom in on the 15-minute time frame and analyze this local situation, because when we mentioned this on the previous live stream, right, detecting this movement to the upside to get above $62,400, right, and hold on and take most of the profits from this long position. Now, when I analyze this situation, the whole main reason why I was going to be bullish if we reclaimed this low is because this will no longer be impulsive. This will be looking like a very three-wavy corrective structure, and I am interested on the next wave up here. If you take a look at that live stream, we were talking about an ABC or a 1, 2, 3, right? It doesn't matter, and then 4, 5. It doesn't really matter, but we did recognize how this right over here could be that next leg to the upside, right? Go and check out the live stream here, because it's pure education, and I explain how you can recognize these kind of movements. It's just pure price action and impulsive waves, sign of weakness, sign of strength, right? From the bulls, recognizing those scenarios, guys. Go and check it out, because I do give the explanation. That's what you need, guys. You need education and explanation. You do not need to know what is the price of Bitcoin going to do next. Should I long or should I short? You, at the end of the day, need to take those decisions, and I am here to help you to try and recognize those levels here so you can become a successful trader. So when we analyze that scenario here, legends, this does look very much like I'm going to say like one wave right there. You got a two wave. This is still very impulsive in a third wave. So when we do take a look at the extension, it's been pretty aggressive with the extension. It's hit the 2.618 to perfection. All right. So this movement to the upside is 2.6 times longer than this wave. So it's a very explosive third wave, right? We could arguably discuss. Now, when I do take a look at this price action, no doubt very impulsive, I still see the highs to be taken one more time. That is going to be very interesting to see, guys, because a fifth wave can be very impulsive. You can see it very clear here. When we talked the other day, guys, if this does break down and it moves up, this is an ABC, and we're going to start 5 waves to the upside, okay? You can check that live stream. This is how we are detecting the next price action. So this is why I'm saying right now, what happens breaking above this high is going to be crucial, because I'm going to do a little bit of drawing right now of something that is very likely going to happen if we do get that rejection from these highs, okay? So pay full attention. I'll be doing some of this Picasso drawing on the chart, all right, and looking for the setups. And then this does play out. This does play out because it's recognizing where you at inside of the waves, all right? It's recognizing where you at. So when we speculate on this potential movement that could happen in the next 1 to 2 days, maybe it's going to be today, right? In the next coming hours. So I want to let you know that we are very likely going to form one more wave, right? You're looking for that next fifth wave. Now here's where it gets complex. Here is where it gets a little bit difficult, because fifth wave can just go through the roof, right? You got the third wave already being larger than the first wave, And the fifth wave should be similar to the first wave, right? Usually similar, but there's not a rule that it has to be the same. It can be extremely explosive, or it could even be a truncated fifth wave. It could form a double top, and then you're getting a major corrective move here. What we want to be aware of this scenario is that what if the price has formed an ABC corrective move here? A wave, B wave, C wave, and then this is just going to get a huge impulsive move to the downside, right, in the next coming days. I'm going to say this is very, very much possible. If not, I would be looking for a kind of a diagonal structure, because if this is going to be a one wave, this is a two wave, and this is a third wave, we want the third wave to be a little bit more punchy, right? We would want to see this, okay, this third wave, if it were to be one, already absolutely smashing through here very aggressively. And you're looking at over a one-to-one extension, right? From pivot low, pivot high here to this pivot low, you would at least want to see the price getting above the one-to-one extension. Okay, so then you know that the third wave is larger than the first wave. This one-to-one extension is exactly where we have a daily level. Now pay full attention, you guys, because this is where the magic comes. This is where the analysis comes together, and you come to the conclusion on what could happen next once this level is hit. So if we do get that movement to the upside, you're hitting the one-to-one extension, right, at $64,200, where you do have an untapped daily level. This could be the end of the fifth wave. What fifth wave? Well, the ones that we've been forming, these waves that we've been forming during the last few days. If you get that movement to the upside here, there's no doubt a chance that we could hit that level. This is the highest level of resistance at $64,200 that the price could definitely get a reaction. This, how you could trade it, is going to be a little bit complex, because you have these lower highs that are very, very close to that daily level. So you might form a lower high right there, not quite reaching these highs from last Saturday, get a rejection, okay? I think you would have, the best way you could trade this, guys, is as soon as you get above the daily and beneath the daily after getting above it is where you could trigger that speculative short position with your stop loss above the high. I would be targeting the VWAP, and I would be targeting basically the high of the third wave. This should get a much larger corrective structure in the coming days. Okay, you would see the value area low of the range providing support, very, very likely, because this is what has been providing resistance today. You can see the price action, how we've hit that level. This level we've been mentioning during the last few days, guys. Value area low of range of March and June is at 63.4, 63.3, right? This is where we have been struggling, during the last 24 hours. Big resistance level. If we break through this level, the level of rejection is $64,255. Likely to going to get a rejection of several $100s, maybe even over $1,000. The only way you can trade this is as you get the rejection when you're tapping that level. So you're putting your alerts at that level. Stop loss is always going to be above that high of the rejection, and you're not shorting as you're pumping into the level, because you could blast through. You are shorting the level as you are rejecting. Even the first few rejections on the 1 minute, 3 minute time frame. You need to see that lower time frame reaction. Then you're going to have some tight invalidation points, all right, above that high that is being created, right? Give it a bit of room. Don't put it stuck to the high, because you're probably just going to get a small little wick, but give it a little bit of room as you're rejecting. And then you're looking for that pretty decent pullback here. Now, a take profit zone for this level is no doubt the highs that have been created early this morning at $63,400, right? That is a major level that's been resistance. So you would have to take profits at that level from the short, because I would even consider a long position here. However, if you're moving in this kind of 5-wave moves here to the upside, I would consider then, depending on what price action is created here, it's just going to be very interesting to see, guys, because you're either forming a larger ABC right over here, and then you're starting a 1-wave, 2-wave, and then 3-wave, right? And you're breaking down, and it's been a failed breakout of the up to the upside, right? So next movements are going to be crazy, guys. They're going to be crazy, and I am trying here to explain where we can recognize the sign of strength and sign of weakness, guys. I'm trying to be here as clear as possible, even though it's very, very confusing. But this wave to the upside, rejection point, we know it. I know the rejection point. I know the high confluence level that the price has high probability in rejecting, at least in the short term, right? At least a reaction, pullback, $500, $600, $700, maybe even up to $1,000 if we do manage to come all the way down here to the value area low of the range, right? You got a nice move of almost $1,000 from 64.2 to 63.3, more or less, right? If we're coming down to this area where we have got resistance today. So depending on what kind of reaction we do form here, I would consider looking at bullish CVD divergence as well. See if you're going to form bullish CVD divergence, all right? So, like I said, we're just going to have to see how the price is developing here. But if you break through, right, you break through the highs of today, okay, at 63,400, you want to check the CVD divergence. When you move to the upside, you're rejecting at 64,200, 64,300. It's the rejection point of confluence. If you're considering a long position on the retracement to see that resistance support flip, without a doubt, I do see this level bouncing. But here is what the interesting thing is going to happen. Will this movement to the upside be a regular ABC? Will it be a regular ABC, right? You're breaking down and you're falling here. The people, oh my goodness, this is bearish. We're breaking down again the value area low of the entire range of March and June. And then you're going to start forming here a low and then start getting impulsive again in the next coming days. Or this has been a large ABC, which is definitely still, I'm taking it into consideration. You have the movement here to the upside in an A wave, a B wave, this being the C wave, and then, if you do break down, it's all going to be depending on the next movement here to the downside, okay? So there's no doubt going to be a kind of a 3-wave structure. Depending on what the price action is, on the next corrective move after breaking out here from 63,500 and 600 range, right? The resistance highs from today. The next corrective move is going to tell us everything, guys. The next corrective move is where I will know if this is going to be impulsive or it's going to be corrective, and then we are off to the races again. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to give that brief explanation, which is very similar to the one that I gave on one of the previous streams 2 days ago about this long position. This was the explanation. We broke down, claimed the lows, recovered, bang, we moved to the upside. There's going to be a similar explanation to this to recognize how the movement is not going to go to lower levels. Okay, so I need your full attention here because I'm going to try and explain it as clear as possible, because with the next price action to the upside, the price of Bitcoin will get that pullback. This ain't going to rocket to $67,000, right? We know that. This price ain't going to punch right now and pump $4,000, right, in the next coming hours. It's unlikely. Could it happen? Of course it can. We could have whales buying Bitcoin like crazy because something has happened and it just pumps $4,000 or $5,000. We do not know that if that's going to happen, but it's unlikely, right? So we got the first level of rejection that we do have. And if we just break through this level, guys, it's just, I'm going to say that potentially, if this were to happen, I would just have to come to the conclusion that this is still very much an impulsive third wave. And this has been, it's basically 1, 2, and the fifth wave here is just going to go through the roof, which it can, no doubt. No doubt it can, but I would be looking at, a fifth wave usually does not just go through the roof. It could, but as the third wave has been very impulsive already, you wouldn't expect that fifth wave to be very, very punchy. So you're just very likely going to get that rejection at that point. It's a shorting scenario. I've explained how you can short this scenario. Get above the level, get back beneath. You got a nice entry point, stop loss, and you got a pretty decent pullback back down to the value area low of the range in March or June, which is at 63,400. This is a likely scenario that's going to happen once you get that movement to the upside. Now, what is going to be curious here, and I would consider a long position here at this zone. You're likely going to get a nice bounce, but what you're likely going to do here is form a lower high. The main reason why is because you've formed already the impulsive waves during the last few days to the upside. So this first corrective move can get punchy, but you're likely going to get a bounce. You're likely going to get a pretty decent bounce. And what is very likely is that you're going to form a lower high here and then come back down and claim the lows. This is going to be the moment of decision. How are we breaking down from those lows? Are we aggressively moving down with a huge move with insane amount of volume? Okay, or are we breaking down with very low volume, very poor price action, and price is recovering back above from the lows of the corrective move after the breakout that is likely going to happen? This scenario is recognizing that this over here is likely forming new fresh waves to the upside. And this will be the moment that I'm going to be triggering the long positions at 63,000, okay, 200, 300 range after the recovery. And this is basically understanding that the movement down has been a failed breakdown and it's not going to go to lower levels. You're overlapping again the movement to the downside as a first wave, right? And this is only a corrective structure in a three-wave move. Very similar to what happened just a few days ago when we explained here this trading setup, okay? So we need the price action to develop, right? This is only some ideas. Only some ideas. If we do hit this low, but then I'm looking for this high, then if we do break down, if we do recover from this level, I recognize that the price is likely just going to push through here if we get above that low created, right, on the corrective move. I don't want to go I don't want to go too crazy here on this because you might think it is confusing, but it's... Let me know if it's kind of clear, guys, because I have a feeling that the explanations are not that good. Hello, Black Mustache Pratesh. How are you doing, my brother? Thank you very much for joining. Yeah, I want to let me know, guys, because I gave this explanation on this setup. And for me, it's extremely important that you guys understand this, that if you move down and you get back above certain levels, this is bullish, this is no longer bearish. I would be looking for that, move to get above $62,400 to test those highs. And we're looking for these setups together. So the next movement up here, no doubt, we're looking at a fifth wave. That fifth wave is going to get rejection at some point. The highest probability rejection zone is the daily, where we do have the one-to-one extension. So it would be nice to just get slightly above that level. Then you know that this wave over here is longer than this one, right? And then you're getting that pullback from that zone. Okay, pretty decent pullback of several $100 at least I would expect from that zone. However, if price just breaks through here, then there's nothing to do. Price is just breaking through this level, and we will just be looking for continuation to the upside, right? There's really not that much levels of resistance when you do take a look here at the session volume profile. I mean, if we're just breaking through, I mean, we do need to talk about levels of resistance above us. I mean, after these lower highs right over here, you got a high volume node right there at $65,000. So you do have a naked point of control, you could arguably discuss right there from this consolidation. I would take it into consideration, yeah. So we need to mark that level. You got a high volume node from the price action that we do have here from the 20th of June. So, let's go right away, zoom out a little bit, guys, because I am doing the analysis here on a bit higher time frames, basically live, right? Taking a look at the levels of resistance here together, just in case we break through, right, that daily at 64,250 and price just rockets. Then 65K would be the next level. If we take a look at Fibonacci from the high, Fibonacci retracement to the pivot low, yeah, that naked point of control is where we have the 50% Fibonacci. I like it. The 382 currently is what has been providing the resistance with the value area low of the range. This is exactly at $63,400, $63,500. So the 382 is in confluence from this peak high to the peak low of June, this downtrend that we've had. The 382 was in confluence with the value area low, right? From March and June. This is where we're struggling at the moment to break through. 50% Fibonacci is at $65,100. Naked point of control. You got a high volume node right there. If you break through the daily and you get this fifth wave internally being very punchy, then yeah, you know that this level is a rejection point. Okay, the $65,000. How can we trade this? Well, let's take a look at some lower highs here for a liquidity grab. I like it. I like it very much. I like it. There's some lower highs. You got a movement to the downside. It's perfect, guys. This level is perfect for a short. Why? I'm going to explain why right away, so you understand why this would be a good short and how you can trade it. That is if price smashes through the daily, okay? You need to have plans and levels, because then people are like, oh my goodness, which is the next level? And then you get the price hitting a major confluence level and getting a major pullback. You want to be ready for those levels, right? Above the daily, I would not do anything until we hit 65K. Because when you have those plans, what people do is, people that have no idea what they're doing and want to get into a short, and they don't have risk management, and they're shorting a major uptrend. This is where people get burnt. Unless you know how to trade and manage risk, people get burnt shorting the trend, right? You're basically fighting the trend. And here, like I said, we're looking at the resistance levels and how you can trade it, right? You can trade safely an impulsive move, right? If you're fighting a trend, you can do it safely. You just need to know exactly where and how, and where are you putting your invalidation, which is a small stop loss. Not shorting and adding to position in any of that crap, because you're going to get burnt, right? We do not want to do that. So if we do get the price action moving up here, we hit $65,000, we break through the daily, right? And we just suddenly blast through. The main reason why it's a great level for a rejection, let's start off with Fibonacci retracement. Keep it simple. From the high of June here to the low of June, we have the 50% Fibonacci, which is sitting exactly at $65,100. That is where we do have a naked point of control. It's sitting at $65,000. Now, when we zoom in to the lower time frames, I want to see the price action at that level. What has happened at the $65,000 range? Well, we can clearly see that we had a movement to the downside and we had a dead cat bounce and we formed a lower high and we got continuation to the upside. Bingo. I love it. These are the levels where you get liquidity grabs and you get a rejection. It's a level for a swing failure pattern. It's a level for a liquidity grab, and the price will reject several $100s if you manage to create a wick above the level and start trading beneath it. You're likely going to get a corrective move of several $100s, if not more. Now, this level, we have given a lot of explanations here on the higher lows and lower highs, right? This is one of my favorite strategies as well, where you get an impulsive move, you form a first higher low, explained this also yesterday, or you get a movement to the downside and you get a first lower high right there. That level is a great for rejection. This level is perfect for a liquidity and a bounce, right? A liquidity grab and a bounce. This happened also a few days ago. This was a long position a few days ago that was provided also on a live stream. If you take a look at Tuesday's live stream last Tuesday or Wednesday, you will see a setup of coming down beneath this low over here, grabbing the liquidity, giving you the trigger for a long position, okay, for a major bounce. That is basically the first higher low from a major rise, right? First higher low from a major rise, come back down, you claim the liquidity, you come back up, right? You're bouncing several $100s. It doesn't really matter. You'll be taking profit at point of control of the range. You get a reaction, you take profit. These are day trade scalping setups, right? This ain't a bounce to go to all-time high. It's a bounce to get into a trade of a few $100s. This is basically this trading setup that I just mentioned here, right? With the drawing, right? The first higher low, boom, 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 bam, claim the lows, get a really nice bounce. This is basically this price action. This was explained on last Tuesday, Wednesday, right? For a nice setup. When we do zoom out, we're getting these levels ready, guys. Okay, I know it's boring, but hey, technical analysis and trading is boring, you know. Trading is boring. You just need to wait for the levels and trade the levels, because if you're excited when you're trading, then this is not good. You're mixing your emotions. Trading is boring. You make money trading, of course, if you do it right, but you need to do it right, and it's extremely boring. You just need to wait for the levels to be hit to get the reaction where you know how to manage your risk and have your invalidation, create those plans. So there's a great plan here at $65,000. We just recognized here, looking at the session volume profile, that we do have a high volume node right at that level. There's a high volume node from the 20th of June. You also have the 50% Fibonacci when you take a look at the entire move down from June. You're taking a look at Fibonacci retracement from pivot high to the pivot low. 50% is exactly at 65,100. So you can have that volatility of a couple of $100s. That is fine. You know, you don't usually hit the exact level and reject. You get those wicks, you get the volatility, and it's all recognizing the rejection. So when we zoom in here and we take a look at that level of interest, $65,000, classic liquidity grab. You got a movement to the downside. You got the first dead cat bounce. Price just continued to the downside. It's a perfect level. It's the same. It doesn't matter if it's been a few weeks ago. That level is great for a rejection, especially when we're getting the confluence that we are adding, such the high volume node from the 20th of June on the session volume profile. We have a high volume node right there, exactly where we have that lower high, and it is the 50% Fibonacci from the entire drop of June. That is enough confluence. There might be more confluence at that level, but that is enough to recognize that this is a pretty solid level for a rejection, okay? Now, let's talk about some more internal scenarios here on Bitcoin, right? Lower time frames. Let's talk about, okay, what if the price right now gets a movement to the downside, right? Because we talked about some plans here. And there is, I would prefer the price to move down from this point, because I'm going to explain it right away, guys. You know, it would be it would be ideal for the price to actually move down one more time and then get back above the lows, form a descending wedgie channel structure. Then, oh my goodness, this is going to be great for a long position, guys. You know, just let's keep it clear. The main reason why is because you potentially still inside of the fourth wave here. For me, it was pretty clear. This is so damn clear, guys. This trading setup that we mentioned the other day was just so clear for me. If we get above this level, you know, it's just it's worth a shot. Risk to reward is not massive, but you can manage risk accordingly as well. You don't need to put your stop loss beneath here. You can put it beneath the lows created as soon as you get recovery here and local to bottoms. But what I want to make you understand here is, if the price now, it's pretty clear, right? If the price were to come down to claim these lows, because there is a possibility that maybe the fourth wave has finished. Looking at the timing, it would not make sense. The second wave is much larger. Fourth is very shallow in time. The pullback is good. It's hit already over the 382 Fibonacci, right, from pivot low, pivot high. It's hit the 382. It's got a bounce. If we come down to 50% at 62,180, guys, get ready, because this is the moment we want to pay attention. I'm going to set some alerts right now just before, while I'm watching the game, guys. Are you guys watching the Belgium-France? Let me know the score. Let me know what Belgium-France, what are they doing? Who's winning the game? Let me know right away in the comment section. Probably some people watching the Europe Cup. Belgium-France, I'll be taking a look at the second half. So, yeah, but I'll be setting some alerts. I'll be watching the game and I'll be on the charts. And if I get some alerts, I'll be doing some trading, of course. Of course, we need to do the trading, right? If we do get these certain levels hit and these certain scenarios, guys. So let me just briefly explain. It does make sense that the price could come down again below 62,400, which is the lows of today. Based on the timing, looking at the timing of this corrective move and this impulsive move, this is very shallow in timing still. I would want to see, all right, let's take a look at Fibonacci time here, 1 second, okay? So taking a look at Fibonacci time from the pivot low to the pivot high, we have already passed the 382. But compared to the wave 2, wave 4s are usually longer in time, okay? Usually. So I would like to see that movement down. Let's just get a plan here ready, guys, okay? Because I don't know if it's going to happen, but it could happen. If the price were to claim beneath the lows of today at 62,450, and, you know, what we're looking at here, I don't know why this is orange. Put it yellow. If we were to come beneath that low, this is going to be the moment, guys, that we need to decide. Not decide, we need to check the price action. Because what you basically would be looking at is the fourth wave, right? The fourth wave creation. It could go down to the 50% Fibonacci, okay? It could come down as low as the 618, almost at $68,800. I think that would be a little bit aggressive of a pullback. But the whole idea here, guys, and the confirmation to get into trade is not catching the low. It's not catching the low here. Where is the low going to be? And you're trying to catch it. And then the price suddenly is getting a huge aggressive breakdown and you're losing all of the levels, and then we're gonna have to restructure the scenarios. It's not about catching the movement to the downside, because I did not catch the extreme low here on this recovery. I entered late, but I entered realizing the recovery here, that the price action has a high chance in coming in and hitting these highs. So I do not want to catch the low. I do not want to catch a falling knife. I want to catch the sign of weakness of the bears and the sign of strength of the bulls. And in this case, what we are looking at here, let me just move this here to the side, is the price. If we were to get that movement down here now, right, say in the next coming hours, and we are coming down and recovering from that level, form the C wave, you hit 50% Fibonacci, you get back above, this is going to be game on for me. I will be longing at this zone, and I would be targeting the highs. This is the setup that I would be looking at, and I would not only be targeting the highs, I think, I would be expecting a wick up here to the daily, to 64K range. This is what I need to see. If the price moves down, I need to see it recover back above the lows, because you would basically be forming a three-wave corrective structure. You are correcting down to the 50% Fibonacci from the third wave, having a most common fifth wave zone. You are hitting the highs here as well from the last few days. Let me get the fixed volume profile, because potentially you're hitting the value area high of that zone. Very light, yeah. I mean, yeah, this is the zone, guys. This is the zone. Longing right over here would be a little bit aggressive. Longing, if we come down, I mean, 62,200 is the level. It is the level without a doubt. But this would be aggressive, trying to long the pullback. I prefer to long a little later and realizing the sign of strength. For me, it's crucial, because if this starts breaking down aggressively, then we're just going to have to reorganize the structure. What if this is already finished 5-wave moves up here, right? Very, very complex, very unlikely that this is finished a 5-wave move up. Okay, it just doesn't look right with the timing, but it could happen. If you break down, right, you're trying to catch a long position and you're just falling down, which I think is not going to be the case, right? Market is reversing. It is looking pretty good. I would rather wait for a sign of strength, but the level of support is no doubt the $62,000 area. 62,000 to 62,200 is where we have the 50% Fibonacci from the third leg up. And if you move in a three-wave structure here, and you have the value area high of this trading zone that we had from the last few days, this is going to be a bouncing support level. I prefer to wait for the price action to get above the A wave with a nice impulsive move and long the retracement and put stop losses beneath the low. I need an impulsive move. I need a nice recovery. Same scenario as this. This would be kind of the same scenario. Bam, bam, bam. We're looking for the recovery. Boom. You're aiming for the highs. You're aiming for the highs. This could double top. Obviously, I would be aiming for a breakout here on a fifth wave, but at least the highs. If you hit the highs and you reject, you take the profits. This was something very similar of what we mentioned a few days ago for this trading setup. Let me know in the comment section if you did get into this long position that was provided in detail of what you needed to look for the price action to get into the setup, guys. Realizing what is a sign of strength and a sign of weakness. levels of support and resistance, invalidation points. That is all what you need to know. And use less indicators. Use less indicators and use common sense and realizing where you have sign of strength and sign of weakness. Now that's going to be my favorite two phrases right there. Okay, so this is what we want to see. If you lose that low, I want to see a recovery. You get back above that low, game on, guys. We got a long trigger. We're looking for the highs to be claimed. We're looking at that movement above $63,700. That could get a breakout. Could get a nice breakout, okay? Because you don't know how far that fifth wave can go. It could be very explosive. It could be very explosive. It could just be a truncated fifth wave and you're going to double top. Now, maybe the price is not going to do any of this, okay? We're just creating plans, guys, okay? These plans, we create 4 or 5 different plans. And one of them will play out. Now, the price is pumping. We break through. We have to come to the conclusion that the corrective structure has already happened. It was here. Fourth wave has happened, right? We've hit the 382 Fibonacci here, okay? And we're breaking through. We got a plan here anyway, guys. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We create several plans. Movement to the upside. I like the daily. The main reason why I like the daily is because we also have the one-to-one extension at the daily. From where? From this movement. The pivot low, pivot high, pivot low. We get Fibonacci extension on the top left here. It is the second tab. We get the pivot low, the pivot high, and the pivot low here. And the one-to-one extension is exactly at the daily level. This is no doubt a rejection point, guys. I would take this as a swing failure pattern. What do you mean as a swing failure pattern? A swing failure pattern is only from highs and lows. Well, basically when you hit the level and you reject it, as soon as you get beneath that level, when you tap it and you get above it, is where I would trigger that short position. And this corrective move has high probability to come at least to the value area low of the range of March and June. And it's a pretty nice move of several $100s, almost, even up to $1,000 potentially. Might not be as much, but it's the level where it could reject. Please note that this is only if you reject from the daily. If price action moves up, it could blast through. If you do not get any reaction, no rejection from this $64,200 range, and price just continues to the upside, our next level of confluence for a rejection is that $65,000. We've got a nice lower high right there. We've got the naked point of control when we pull out the session volume profile. Got a nice volume node right there. And we got that beautiful lower high, which for me is one of my favorite strategies. Liquidity grab from the first lower high of a major drop. Classic for a liquidity grab and a big pullback. Okay, so pay attention to that 65.1, 65K legends. So like I said, it doesn't really matter what the next wave is going to be. If we get that movement to the upside, we got our resistance zones to know how to trade them. And if we do not move to the upside, we got a second plan here to look for the price to maintain the value area high of the zone that we formed during the last week. We're looking for that 50% Fibonacci from this pivot low to the pivot high, speculating on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. I am personally going to be a little, if you do form double bottoms here, on lower time frames at the 50% Fibonacci, at the highs, right, the value area high, and you're forming a consolidation, I would consider, okay, guys, we can try and look for the double bottom, manage risk accordingly. Don't go too crazy with the stop losses, and just, well, give it a bit of room. But only if you get consolidation and you're forming like a double bottom and you know that the price is holding nicely and you could get that reversal. Me personally, I prefer to see the sign of strength. Get the price action back above that low from today at $62,500. Boom, boom. I prefer to long here. Long a little late, but going with the trend and having the confirmation that this is highly likely going to be a corrective structure. This is no longer impulsive and you're just continuing this uptrend that you formed during the last few days, right? Let's go right away through the comment section. Legends, you guys are absolute legends. This is it for Bitcoin. What I want to say, is July going to be bullish for Bitcoin? Well, we're already starting a pretty good reversal. We have July been bullish for many, many times during the last few years. Usually July has been more bullish and on average than bearish. July of last year was bearish. July of 2019 was actually bearish also. Now, what is curious to see, that when June has been bearish on the previous years, we have seen Bitcoin being bullish in July. So June 2013 was bearish, July was bullish. Same in 2018. June was bearish, July was very bullish. July was bullish 2019. June was bullish, sorry. July was bearish. 2020 bearish, July bullish. 2021 June bearish, July bullish. Right? So June has been bearish. When we take a look at, the flips here, they're like inverted, right? So if June has been bearish, July should be bullish. If we are going to follow the last 7 years, right? 6 years, sorry. If one's bearish, the other one's bullish. If one's bullish, the other one's bearish, right? Pretty interesting. So yeah, is July going to be bullish? It does look like it because we have had a very bearish June. We are seeing Bitcoin at the lows of a big major range, right? We're at the lows here. Could we be forming a huge, gigantic triangle during the summer before getting a large move, right? In the next coming weeks and months. Very much possible. Let me go through the comment section, say hello to the beautiful community. How's everybody? Crypto knowledge. Andy, did you find that Chainlink video? No, I didn't. But I know you would be. We can look for it right now, okay? It would not take much time to look for that video, but I will do it for the next live stream. I know you're curious about that video on Chainlink. Yeah, it's there's some altcoins that I want to take a look at, guys, but yeah, Chainlink. The video of accumulation. There was so many videos, so many live streams from 2023, guys. It will be so easy to find one. I even went on the Moon Show and said, hey guys, this is going to pop out very aggressively in the next coming months. But you can find it anywhere. It should be a live stream in between February, March, April, May. There's several live streams that I do talk about Chainlink at least once a week on live stream. So it will be very easy to find that live stream. And on that live stream, on most of them, I talk about this being accumulation, that we're going to get a break up, we're going to get a breakdown, and we're going to get a movement up, okay? There is a live stream from 2023 where I draw this exact price action. I will find it for the next live stream, okay? It's just common sense, though. This is not having a crystal ball. It's just realizing where you are in the cycle. You get into a reaccumulation zone after a bear market. You form a disbelief pump. You're going to come back down very aggressively, and then you're going to get the rise. It's just realizing where you are in the cycle. All of this, you get it from, just for an example like Cardano. It's the same crap. It's the same thing. You get the disbelief pump, right? You get a major consolidation zone, disbelief pump, back down, and then, you get the major rally. It's just realizing where you're at. And looking at Chainlink was very easy to detect this reaccumulation zone. And when you form a reaccumulation zone, what you form first is a wave one. You form the first wave, and this is the daily time frame. This is a one entire wave here. This is the daily time frame. And this is the first wave breakout is going to get a huge pullback. The second waves have the largest pullbacks, all the way down to the 7.8 Fibonacci or even the 0.88. And we're talking about solid coins like Chainlink. But yeah, I will get that live stream for the next live. But you will see my Picasso drawing doing this. This is exactly what I draw on the live stream when we were trading here back at $6-7 on Chainlink back in 2023. I did this exact drawing. I will find it, guys. Don't worry about it. So, yeah. Guys, have you seen anyone break BTCTA like this on YouTube? The answer is no, bro. Much respect, Mustafa. I'm sure there's a lot of great analysis out there, guys, without a doubt. There's great technical analysts out there on YouTube. So I know there must be a lot of crap as well. There must be a lot of crap. There must be a lot of good TA guys out there. But Prime TA, sir, thank you very much, Faisal. So anyway, let's go through comment section. Let's watch some football, guys. What is France, Belgium doing? Let me know. What is France, Belgium doing, guys? People are interested in the football. 0-0 is the score, says Crypto Knowledge. 0-0 says Varun. Oh God, football, no. Gold Star Crypto. Yeah, it's the Europe Cup. Come on. I really don't watch the Spanish league or anything, but I do like to watch the Europe Cup. I think it's great. Thank you for all the TA, and even more than that, the education, says watch and listen. Thank you very much, my man, for those kind words. CVD Divergence, SR Trader. I think Bitcoin is ready to dump, says Manzar. It's currently at the 618 on choppiness. Yeah, it's probably going to claim those lows from today. We've talked about the scenarios. Let's take a look at some news, guys. I'm not sure if you guys are interested in some news, but yes, there is actually some pretty bullish news, legends. We got a lot of liquidity above us. There is hundreds of millions and even billions of dollars right now when we do take a look at the liquidity map. Woo, look at this. This looks great right now. This is what I want to see to become bullish. This insane amount of short liquidations. Are we going to get a massive short squeeze, guys? There's billions of dollars as we moving up here above $64,000. So it does look like that July could be bullish and we could be just sweeping up all of this liquidity. There is some bullish news. And what is the bullish news? Of course, for Bitcoin and crypto adoption, of course, Sony gets ready to launch a cryptocurrency exchange in Japan with acquired Amber platform. Sony launch a crypto exchange. Yeah, this is big for sure, right? This is one of the biggest companies in the world, all right? Obviously, not the top, in the top 5. We know Nvidia is, and Microsoft, but it is a very large company, right, in the world. So it's a big deal. Sony launching a cryptocurrency exchange in Japan. We got Japanese public company Metaplanet buys another 200 million yen worth of Bitcoin. This company accumulating more Bitcoin. So overall, we are still seeing bullishness out there. We have Michael Dell, right, from Dell, filled to sell 10 million shares worth $1.3 billion. And there is a lot of speculation that most of it will be going into buying Bitcoin. So, I mean, another $1 billion right? Just from one guy. And we got a company right over here in Japan, Metaplanet. You know, this is like a domino effect. So overall, mid-long term, fundamentally, no matter how many corrective moves we do get in the next coming weeks, it looks very bullish, guys. Fundamentals are very, very strong. Also, something very interesting is that we have the Bitcoin miner capitulation has reached levels comparable to when BTC was at $16,000 back in January of 2023. When we do zoom in and take a look at this, they are basically, yeah, the capitulation is kind of already there, right? It seems like during the month of June, they have been selling quite a bit of Bitcoin. And yeah, we are basically at the levels from January of 2023, which was basically the bottom of the bear market. So, hey, this is a good sign. This is definitely a good sign. I mean, miners do not have hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin like they had, you know, like 5-6 years ago, right? Because they were mining a lot of Bitcoin just 2 halvings ago. They were mining a lot of Bitcoin. Now it's not the case. Now they're mining very, very small amounts of Bitcoin every day, and there's a lot of demand. And the capitulations are very small. I haven't seen a massive price impact to the downside, if you right. Miner capitulation a few years ago was much worse, and we can see the capitulation right now. Was this it? Bring it on, right? This has been nothing. So you can see that the market is getting mature, right? The market is mature. So this is pretty good. It's pretty cool. It's getting solid. Less supply for the miners. Absolutely great. We've got July usually being a bullish month, okay? On average, July is bullish. There is a few years where July has been bearish. Something curious is when June has been bearish, usually July is bullish, right? For the last 6 years. That's pretty good. So that gives us a little bit of speculation and hope that we also could reverse. We do have the daily RSI on, extremely oversold on the daily, right, on Bitcoin, which is already giving that signal of the bounce during the last few days. We have Bitcoin Munger here saying Sony has 15 billion of cash on its balance sheet and generates $5 billion in free cash flow every year. They can buy a lot more Bitcoin than Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor has over 200,000 Bitcoin. If Sony obviously wants to start buying very aggressively with their cash, right, that they generate every year, they're going to be accumulating quite a lot, right? There's going to be no doubt that is extremely bullish for the next coming years, guys. You know, this is just the domino effect is happening. This that we were talking about for many years, institutions will come. It's just happening in front of our faces, right? And it's inevitable that Bitcoin is going to go to several $100,000, right, in the coming years. So make sure to have some in your portfolio, guys. It's just don't sell everything, and make sure to have some in your portfolio. It could be the safe haven of the future. German government transferred 1,500 Bitcoin, about $94 million out again in the past 20 minutes, right? This was June today. And yeah, basically 400 BTC was transferred to Bitstamp, Coinbase, Kraken. I wouldn't be too worried. There's not too much. They're doing small little transfers, potentially small little sell-offs, okay, to not impact the price. They do have over 44,000 Bitcoin. I wouldn't be too worried. This is basically going to balance off with the demand, okay? This is my personal opinion. Guys, remember, you got those insane bonuses down below. You have bluffing, which is no KYC. Remember, I know a lot of people don't want to trade based on KYC. This is your option, guys. This is your best option for no KYC. And also you have the best bonus available, which is down below in the description on bluffing, $80,000 deposit bonus. This bonus is airdropped every time, okay? You trade and deposit, and you'll be getting airdrops of $500, $1,000 to your futures exchange, okay? The more you trade, the more deposit you're going to get, okay? The more airdrops you're getting. Not much more has to be said. We've gone through some news. We've gone through the technical analysis, the different scenarios that could happen for Bitcoin, the levels to take into consideration for your trading setups. Legends, thank you very much for joining. Smash up the like button, guys. Let's see if we do get 500 likes. Very unlikely, guys. Very boring live streams lately. No likes, no nothing. You'll be getting a Trezor hardware wallet. If we get 1,000 likes, I'm going to give $500. Tell you what, I'll give $1,000. Last time I gave $500 worth of Bitcoin, I'll be giving $1,000 worth of Bitcoin if we do get 1,000 likes and you comment down below after the stream, okay? So make sure to smash up the like button. I'm here to give away, okay, to you as you are helping me here with the channel. Thank you, legends, and I'll see you in the next one.